Dayenu. Dayenu. Do you have that piyut, that song, which is everybody's favorite? Dayenu. There's a couple of tunes for it, but it's important to look at in more depth at this piyut because it really to me epitomizes what the Seder is about, which is expressing our gratitude to Hashem. Gratitude is about humility, it's about recognizing Hashem, and it's really what the whole Seder is about in the end of the day. So let me just give you a couple of interesting points about this piyut, that this is not such an ancient piyut because um, some claim that it was in an early midrash, but most people don't have that early midrash. So it's also, even though they say that it was written uh, in the time of the Gaonim that it appeared, nevertheless, Maimonides does not have it in his text of the Haggadah. Rabbi Saadia Gaon has it, but it's not canonized by Maimonides. So the fact that everybody says it today is noteworthy. That it's not as old as some of the other things in the Haggadah. The Haggadah is things that like people keep adding on, and I was thinking that this year maybe everyone should add on the prayer for Tzahal, maybe the prayer for Medinat Israel. These are things that should be added on into the Haggadah. That's my feeling. I know Aryeh has two brothers in Tzahal, right? So I think that maybe
My
we should add.
my Saba used to add the prayer for the people who were perished in the Holocaust. He himself
Prayer.
didn't lose anyone, but he would cry, and it was just amazing for us to see that.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, that's also good. Obviously, anytime you mention them, it's appropriate. So this stanza, we'll read it in a moment. It has 15 things that 15. It says it begins by saying Kama Malos Tovos, how many great levels or good levels that God did for us. So there are 15 of them. 15. And number 15 is not an accident. That this hints to different things. Some say that it corresponds to the 15. Well, we'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, the 15 steps going up to that went up from the women's courtyard to the main courtyard. Some say corresponds to the 15 Shir Amalos that King David composed, the songs of ascent. Okay, so now let's read this. And the first phrase is Kama Malos Tovos Makom Aleinu. No, that's the Gemara. You got to get it. Haggadah. Ezra. Haggadah. Right in front of you is the Haggadah. What page are we on? If you give it to me, I'll show it to you. Okay. You have it, Elon? Arya, you got it? What? Okay, so you read the opening paragraph, Elon. Comma, yeah. Oh, beautiful. So what does that mean? Kama malot tovot. So the word malot can be like a step or a sense, and that's like the shira malos, right? So, but it means who could count and talk about all the great things that Kadosh Baruch Hu did for us. That he didn't do the minimum, but he did above and beyond. When somebody asks you for something, you could do the minimum or you could do above and beyond. What kind of Jew are you going to be, Aryeh? A minimum Jew or above and beyond? All right, an above and beyond Jew, of course. An above and beyond Jew. So that's the concept of Dayenu. Kama malos tovos. Kama malos tovos l'makom aleinu. Look how many incredible things. Now, Eitan, grab a Haggadah here. Grab it, guys. Oh, you got one. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so that's the first phrase. Let's just read it, and then we'll come back to ask some major questions on it. But Elon, please read the next paragraph. You're reading great, Elon. Very proud of you. Okay, so this is the first time we see the phrase Dayenu. Well, we'll break that down in a moment. But if God had taken us out of Egypt, and he didn't do shifatim. What is shifatim? What does the word shifatim mean? What? Well, the tribes would be shivatim. What? So yeah, but does that make sense? He didn't do judges, so it means you're called Eitan. I'm sorry because we're opening the window because there was a slight gas smell. Oh, and that's why I see we're gonna. Oh, maybe just forgot a kippah. No. It's just a little cold for you. Did you smell gas when you came in? Smelled a little bit. Yeah, see, that's why we have the windows open. No, they smell it. So the word there will be suggestive. It's suggestive, but I smelled it. So shfatim means like the judgment of nekama, vengeance. Like it's not enough that he took us out of Egypt, but he punished the Egyptians. Why was that so important that he punished them? Other people don't come after you. So to intimidate other people. Right, yeah. The deterrence threat. We see from here the deterrence threat. Or else also they deserve to be punished. Like think about it. The people did terrible things. They deserve to be punished. Here I'll grab Haggadah. So what does the phrase Dayenu? What does the phrase Dayenu mean? Well, what does it literally mean? It would have sufficed. What? It would have sufficed. It would have sufficed. It would have sufficed. So it's really like maybe it means Dayenu batov zed. This good that God did for us would have been sufficient. We're doing we're trying to understand the piyut called Dayenu. Okay. Okay, we're first just reading through the text. Now we have the next paragraph. What does the next paragraph say? Elon? Not okay, so what? Yeah, but you read that incorrectly. Even though you read every word with properly, but you read it incorrectly. Why? It's ilu asabem shvatim. If God had given them judgment, velo asa velo hehem. If it would be a holy name of God, then it would be like you read it, Elokehem. But because it is an idol, so it's not only that God did judgment upon them, but he also destroyed their gods. He destroyed their gods. As it says in Exodus, we read this on Shabbos in Parashat Chodesh, Ubekol Elohei Mitzrayim Eseh Shvatim. So God brought out judgment upon them. Why was it so important that he also judged their gods and destroy them? He's the one God. What? He's one. Yeah, but how does that help us? It spreads monotheism. Yeah, that seems to be helping God. But how does it help us that he punished their gods? So I think maybe it makes it easier for us to believe in Hashem, because if he had kept their gods alive, then more of us would have followed after them, maybe. We'll look at more commentaries on this after we read all of them. Elon, should we give somebody else a chance? Or you still want to go? I can keep on going. Okay, Elon likes it. Okay, go on. Okay, if he killed their gods, if he destroyed their gods, but he did not kill their firstborns. So why was it so important that he killed their firstborns? That was like the final straw. Yeah, that it was a total defeat. Meaning to say it wasn't a 90% defeat, it was a total defeat. Hold on one second. Oh, by the way, I just want to tell you some good news. My brother-in-law was just appointed by Israel officially to be the ambassador to Japan. So who's going to come with me on a trip to Japan? Yeah, you all want. That's going to be so much. I'm not paying for you. Let me just say, what? I'm not paying for you, but we're going to have the best time. I mean, I might pay for your food when we're there. That I might do, but I'm not paying for your flight. That's for sure. I mean, you could all sleep in the same hotel room as me, probably, if we've got like 20 guys in a room. Actually, no, you guys sleep in one room. I got to get my own bed. Sorry, it's not appropriate. Okay, well, oh yeah, put your phone on. So, okay, we're saying who's going to Japan with me because to visit, but I'm not paying for your flight.
Are you paying your hotel? I have a place I could stay actually. Where are you going in Japan?
Okay, I don't know. I haven't looked at the details, honey. What? Oh, maybe in the ambassador's residence. Yeah, I'll see if he'll let us stay there.
I have a friend who lives in Tokyo. Maybe we could stay. He's Jewish. Maybe we want.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure we could stay.
Yeah. His dad's like a billionaire. He owns like a hedge fund.
For sure, we're staying there.
I would.
Okay. What?
I would.
Rabbi Yosef's also coming with us. Okay, we're gonna have a huge trip to Japan. But first we have to wait for him to get there and be approved by the Japanese before I show up in my gold Bekisha. I also want to make sure that we have a motorcade escorting us everywhere. Because it's not appropriate for me to show up without a motorcade. Okay, now the next phrase. Ilu aragis bichoreim. Okay, Elon, please read. All right. If he killed their firstborn but did not give us their money. So when did God give us their money? When it says that we left Egypt and we took their money. It says in Exodus chapter 12, verse 35, they borrowed from the Egyptians the silver and the gold and the garments, and Hashem had the Egyptians give it to them. And so some say this was the reward, not that the Abu Jaram says this was their reward for having worked all those years. They got finally paid. So fine. So they had another thing that they left with their reward. Beautiful.
You know how they found all the gold and silver when there was darkness.
Yeah, that's what it says. No, that's what it says in the Torah, that they went in there when it was darkness. For sure. Okay, so then, Shia, do you smell gas? I can't see what you said. Yeah. What? What'd you say?
Egyptian government some years ago authorized lawyers to compute a lawsuit to file against.
No, that's in the Talmud, Jeff. The Talmud has a story where. No. The Talmud has a story about that. The Talmud actually says that an Egyptian said to the Jew, "Give us payment for all the gold and silver you took from us." He said, "I'll pay you after you pay us for the 400 years of hard labor that you put us through." So it's actually in the Talmud, that story.
There was a lawsuit in Egypt in the 20th century, in the 1960s and 70s, where they actually prepared a lawsuit for the international court to Israel to recover exactly what the time.
By the way, I would not be surprised if the ICC ruled against Israel on this. Okay, so then we go on. Elon, please read. You just read. Right. If he gave us their money, but he did not split the sea for us. Meaning, but okay, this is a question. How would it actually be helpful if we came to the sea? What are you trying to do, Alan? No. Alan, the place, somebody left the gas on when they came in. See, the one person I didn't say it to went to shut at the window. Everybody else knew because I told them that somebody, I'm not, what? Yes, somebody, I'm not saying who, accidentally left the gas on. So how would that help us if God took us out of Egypt? Michael, do you need, what do you need, Michael?
Rabbi, Render told us that when they crossed the sea, they didn't actually cross from one side to the other side. They actually went in a semicircle back to the same side. So, and he proved verses in
Ibn Ezra says that. That's what Ibn Ezra says.
Right.
Ibn Ezra has a theory.
So lo kara is not a necessity. It was just an extra.
It was gravy. He could have saved us without that miracle, but he showed this miracle just to show how great God was. Meaning to say, we didn't go from. I by the way, I've been to the Yam Suf. I've been there, and I walked into it at low tide. you could really walk very far. I immersed myself in it in northern Saudi Arabia. It was so geschmack. It was so geschmack. Yeah, I've been there. So, but what Rabbi Goldman is saying is that they didn't go across the sea. They went in there and snuck out on the other side, and the Egyptians died there. So that's one of the theories. But the problem with that is the next Dayenu, read it, Ilan. Right. Let's say he split the sea, but he did not take us across it on dry land. Meaning, let's say we just went in, let's say the sea was a little bit wet, but he gave it to us completely dry. So what's the big deal about that miracle? I mean, who cares? So what? Did our feet get a little muddy? What's the big deal? But that's the extras that we're talking about. That Hashem didn't just do a miracle for us. He did the extras, that it was perfect, that it was completely dry. Otherwise, what's the big deal? So what? He split the sea, but it was just a little dry. Who cares? Okay, so just before we keep going, I have a few more things. I wanted to say a couple of scheduling notes. First of all, that tomorrow we're going to switch it up. That tomorrow afternoon at 5:25 we'll do the Daf Yomi. 5:55 will be Mincha. And then after Mincha and Ma'ariv, we're going to have a special shir in honor of Rosh Chodesh with pizza. Special shir by Shana Winters on the Haggadah, and pizza will be served. Then, so the learning really, most of you come for the Haggadah learning, that'll be afterwards. Then, Baruch Hashem, Thursday morning, something